Come on, guys. Let's go sit outside. Welcome back to Baby Goat Land. I hope everybody is doing well. I know I am trying to recover still from the show, but otherwise doing great. Come on, kids. Did you miss me? No, half of you traveled with me, so you don't miss me at all. Got a little nugget here, though. Hi, little nugget. So we are trying to get back to normalcy here, a little bit of a normal routine, get everybody back in action. Some of our babies are going to start to go home in less than 2 weeks, which is kind of bittersweet, very sad for me because I'm going to miss them, but very happy as well because they're going to have amazing homes where they get all the attention in the world. So we need to soak up as much baby time as possible. You know what I mean, jelly beans? So guys, if you're new here, thanks for joining. Thanks for being a part of the community. I'm Pam. This is Racing for Home Farm, where the animals rule the schedule. And I try and keep up, often fail miserably at it, but I try. Nothing here is scripted. Nothing here is planned. Everything is kind of, you get what you get. We take a look at the animals. We see what they're doing, and I try and tell you about it. Or I talk a bunch of random nonsense sometimes, which always helps. But the critters are cute, and so that makes up for it. These guys here, this is Misty's doeling and Misty's buckling. So these would be V9 and V10 for those that were following along, our last two babies born of the season. They came to the show with me just to give mom moral support, and now they're back and they're quite content to be back. It's so strange. The weather here has been really random. So last night when we got home from the show, it got into the low 40-degree weather, which is pretty normal for this time of the year in Jersey. But today it's getting toward the 80-degree mark, which is a little early, unusual for New Jersey. We've had some warm days, though, some crazy warm days last month. And I can say last month now because we've moved from April into May. But I think overall, things have been good. And I can't complain about being able to sit outside in this type of scenery, surrounded by baby goats, donkeys, pigs, big goats. They're all hanging up there, though. Come see me, you little boogers. So let me go back up there, because apparently they want to be in the shade. They must have been sunbathing all day. Let me sit up here in my other stump. And I'll just give you a quick, I know it's been nothing but goat show for the last several days. So let me give you the quick finish line on the show, right? Really pleased with how the herd did. A little bummed that Misty didn't finish her grand champion or her master champion title, but Persephone took 2 legs out of 3. So suddenly after 4 years, she's finally getting the recognition that she deserves, or I thought she deserved. So that was really pleasing. So, as I think about October, which is our next show possibility for us, there are other shows in different locations between now and October. I just can't get to them. It's just not realistic for me to travel to Michigan or Texas or something, not at this point in life. Hi, JC. Did you miss me? So now I'm with all my kids. They could care less. Look at them. They're like, we're sunbathing, we're sleeping, we don't need you. There's a few of them, though, that are interested. JC, this little one. Hi, buddy. You always like to come up and see the camera. There you go. That's a good shot. Overall, though, a lot of good commentary on the herd from the judges. A lot of good feedback on things that we can do to improve our herd, things that we should continue to do because of how our herd is working. And beyond the judges, got a chance to really connect with other breeders that I, only get to see maybe once or twice a year, even though we stay connected on Facebook or other social media. It's just not the same, right? So it's nice to see everybody again. We've been really working toward, thinking about, as weird as it sounds, the next round of breeding. These babies haven't even gone home yet, and I'm thinking about breeding. And yes, that is how it works. Because come September, October, when the girls go into heat, I will need to breed them to certain, certain bucks, right? And I need to have a plan and a strategy and a structure and a backup plan, make sure that everybody is being bred for the best improvement on the herd, but also for, things for our prospective families, right? Like I breed JC and her kids are always going to go to pet homes because they are the friendliest, sweetest, just like her, who hasn't left my side. They're the friendliest, sweetest, just absolute best babies that you can get, whether they're girls or they're boys, doesn't matter. JC's babies are always snuggly, sweet, and just ready to rock and roll as wonderful pasture animals and pasture pets, companion animals. So, that plan, it really doesn't matter necessarily who I breed her to, because I'm not breeding for genetics to put back into a population, right? I'm breeding for personality. I'm breeding for flashy looks. Her kids are usually, tricolor or, have some flash to them. This year, they certainly do. There's some of the guys just laying here. And of course, we've got this. My buddy is back to rubbing my boots. He just absolutely, this is his thing. He likes to rub my boots. Why? I don't know. Well, I know why, because bucks rub their heads. That's what they do. But why he's just like obsessed with it is beyond me. Mister. Bored. So, that breeding plan is kind of easy, right? I can breed her to almost any buck because she's going to impart the personality. She's going to raise them with her personality. But I've got some interesting situations, right? We know now that Ren produced this amazing buckling with Phineas. And I'm going to keep him, of course, and he's coming into my breeding program, of course. I mean, oh my gosh, I almost have to, right? But do I breed Ren to Phineas again with hopes that she produces yet another amazing, quality set of animals? I mean, her doeling is just as quality. I just didn't show her doeling because her doeling was sold. So do I breed her and repeat that breeding, or do I switch her to a different buck and see if she continues to produce that same level of quality, that same amazing structure? That's an option, right? Because you want to see where the genetics are coming from, who's pushing the best of the best, right? So we know that of the group of kids that I showed, which I only showed Voodoo, but of the group of kids, that got shown, Voodoo was recognized as being exceptional. And I'm certainly proud of that, right? But now, do I chase it and breed her to Phineas again and chase that potential next exceptional kid that came from that pairing? And they might not, right? Genetics are weird that way. I mean, she could not, those same pairings don't produce the same thing every time. Or do I push her to a different buck? Both of my bucks are master champions right now. Voodoo certainly won't be a master champion when he enters the breeding program, because he needs to be at least 2 years old to get the third leg of his master champion status, if he actually earns a second grand champion when he's a little bit older. So he's got a while to go before he's even eligible to become a master champion, but I am going to put him in the program. Obviously, he won't be bred to Ren. So my choice for Ren is Thorn, who is fabulously put together, short, kind of perfectly positioned to be a good match for Ren. Or do I repeat the Ren Phineas breeding and hope we get another Voodoo? And another Velocity girl, who is his twin sister. She's amazing as well. Like I said, I just didn't put her in the show. So those are the things that I'm starting to think about and starting to put together believe it or not, a breeding schedule so that I have time to evaluate it. I have time to change it. I have time to think about it. And you know, that's really where we are at the wrap up of the show. Is I take all the judges' feedback, I take all of the 8 different opinions, 8 different looks at the animals, plus some of our breeder feedback, you know, breeder friend feedback, because I always ask them, what do they think, right? It's always good. The more opinions you can get, the better, right? And they are opinions, and some things you take, some things you leave. Look at how this is. Look at this snuggly thing. Look at that. Her and her baby boy. That's my little head rubber. He's snuggling up with Mama now, and she is loving it. They were at the show together, so they haven't been separate or anything. It's not like they missed each other. They're just, you know, Mama's snuggling. So starting to think about all that. If you have a specific breeding pairing that you'd like to see, if you think Voodoo should be paired to somebody specific, or you think that Ren should be paired to somebody specific, I'd love to hear it, right? Because while I may not take, you know, the whole opinion, or I may not go that direction, I listen. I hear you. I hear the experts that are out there. I listen to the judges. I listen to my breeder friends. I want to hear varying opinions because that rounds out my look at my herd. You can become very herd blind if you don't do that. And herd blind just means you don't see things that other people see, of course. And it's the same thing, you know. You kind of come nose blind, you become herd blind as well, where, you know, I look at them, I say, oh my gosh, you know, you guys are wonderful. And it isn't until somebody else comes along and points out something that you go, oh yeah, I never really noticed that, because your brain just overlooks it when you see them every single day. So that is where we're at in terms of wrap up for the show. I told you I have an amazing announcement to come. It got a little bit overshadowed by the announcement that Hugo is back in action, because that's that is worth an announcement of itself. I'm so happy he's back in action and back running the farm, and he's out there somewhere right now making up for lost time. So I still owe you an announcement. It's coming, and it very well may be the next video you see. So stay tuned. If you're still here toward the end, hit that subscribe button for me, would you? Hit the like button if you've already hit the subscribe button. All it costs you on either end is just a little pressure on your finger, and it so much helps the farm. Thank you again for being here, and until next time, there's work to be done. Bye for now.